Let's make some noise. Come on.
Yes, indeed, Nick Foles. Thank you very much. Let's make some noise. Welcome back, one and all, to the it used to be a 5-day-a-week show. Now it's down to a 2-day-a-week show. You can thank the Flyers for that, folks. Welcome back to the final word here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network with your boy MattyB on the call. And yeah, could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? It is. It's great. Well, one, it's great to be back for this, again, abbreviated broadcast week. One of two episodes that we'll do this week, tonight and Thursday. Thursday night will be a twofer, as I will be doing Flyer postgame for the Red Wings. But tonight I have the rare opportunity, it seems these days, to jump on and get on the soapbox and give you my my dime's worth of opinion. And I'm going to because there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of positive stuff, stuff that you can kind of sink your teeth into, especially on the side of the hockey team. It is a great thing right now, regardless of how you might feel about this situation. I personally don't. Again, it's not a matter of me not wanting the Flyers to make the playoffs. I think that, and I guess I'll explain as we roll through the show how I feel. But Flyers 5-1 winners earlier tonight, and they are on their way. Ticket almost punched, not quite punched, but right now, barring a disaster, and I mean like lose out, like they don't get any more points for the rest of the season, I don't think it's going to be possible to keep the Flyers out of the playoffs. I think they will finally get back to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. First time since the bubble. Let that sink in. The first time since COVID. First time since they played that down in Disney or something like that. Where were there was two sites. There was one in Canada, one, I think, wasn't the other one in Disney? First time since the 1920 season that the Philadelphia Flyers are going to get to the playoffs. There's a lot of different emotions that are going to come from that. A lot of different things that you're going to want to feel and say and express. Not being that team in Flyer history to set that record, not being the team to be that team that goes 6 years without making the playoffs is huge because no other team in franchise history has done that. The Flyers have never not made the playoffs for 6 straight seasons, and it looks like they're going to avoid it this time as well. So that's all positive stuff, right? So we're definitely going to turn back the Flyers leap tonight. Big win in New Jersey. Well, they're all big wins at this point. They're all very, very matterful points at this point of the season for the Flyers. 92 points now on the season as they stream in a possibility, an outside chance they get to 100. I mean, they got to win out, but that could happen. That'd be something. And we're going to get into some Flyers talk because there's a lot of things that this has brought on. A lot of different opinions, emotions, and we're going to get into some of that Flyers talk tonight. So 5-1 Flyers win. Phillies are currently out on the West Coast right now. Game 2 of their 3-game set against the 49ers. Yes, they're playing the 49ers. Don't correct me. They're playing the 49ers. Against the Giants, currently going on in Oracle Park. 1-0 right now. Giants in the second. They are threatening, though, the Phillies are. With Sosa on second on a double to lead off the inning. Sosa batting in the 5-hole tonight, folks. Gotta love it. So the Phillies are 6-4. We can turn the page on the Phillies talk as well tonight. And we are going to get back to our regular segments. We're going to do the of the night. We're going to do the card of the night. We are going to goddamn do everything. I've been putting it off too long, and I'm falling behind. We're only about 2 months away from the NHL draft, and I've only done half the prospects. I got to amp it up. We're about 2.5 months away from the MLB draft. I've done 6 prospects. So I got to start churning out these names. So we're going to do, and we're also going to do Phillies prospects. We're going to do them all tonight. We're going trifecta of the night tonight. And it's going to have to be that way because of the situation with the show not being on 5 nights a week for the foreseeable future. It's unfortunate that I got to say that, but I can't tell you when the next time we're going to do a 5-night or a 5 a week. I can't. Not with the Flyers playoff situation. Not with the Phillies kind of going in the full swing. It may be a minute. But again, that's a good thing. I'll gladly step aside for the Flyers. But I got to maximize my time. So I got to do this stuff. I got to get the stuff in there, and I got to get it out. So we will do the 3-part of the night segment tonight. We're going to do the Phillies prospect, tonight's NHL draft prospect, and also tonight's MLB draft prospect. All those things are going to happen on this show. And then whatever you want to talk about. If you guys want to actually bring up the Eagles, that's fine. Yeah, don't really want to, but if you guys want to, I'm down to talking about it. So let's get things started. Let's get things going. Joe Howe says, hey, everybody. What's going on, Joe? How you doing? Yeah, phone lines are going to be open. If I can get through this show and I can get everything I got to get done, I'll open the phone lines. That's what does me in, is those damn phone lines. I get so behind on the phone calls that I can't do the rest of the stuff. So I am going to open the phone lines, but I have to be able to get through the spiels that I got to get through. So bear with me tonight. But that's what we're going to do. So let's have some fun. Let's get together. Let's share ideas. Let's agree to disagree to agree, whatever. And let's get this show going. And let's start as we do every night with your day in Philadelphia sports history. Well, before I do that, see, I'm getting out of practice with this show. Starting to lose my little mojo here. Let's remind everybody of the schedule for the remaining of the week here. Tonight, you had a busy night on the network. Gridiron Weekly started us off. You had the Flyers-Devils post-game that was a little bit earlier, and then you got me, and then late wrapping it up in the overnight, you got Big Al coming at you with Phillies-Giants Titans final. Tomorrow, I'll be back on the Titans final with the Phillies and Giants and the Pittsburgh Sports Desk as well at 8 o'clock. Then on Thursday, our final word of the week, and then the Flyers-Red Wings post-game. Again, a twofer on Thursday night. So it'll be me, and then we'll bleed right into the Clear the Ice. On Friday, it is the Phillies D-backs. No Big Al on Friday. I think Mike has it. I think Mike has the post game on Friday. Al will not be available this week. He's got to do something for his family, and so we will not do the Philly Friday Frenzy this week. It'll return next week. And then on Saturday, the best of the week in It's a Wrap Sports, Phillies Jets post game, and then Flyers Jets. Did I say Phillies Jets? Phillies D-backs post game, Flyers Jets post game, and then we wrap it and we do it all over again on Sunday. So there's your week in a glance, or the rest of the week in a glance here on the network as we got to get through. Joe says JT got hurt. I saw him get up kind of gimpy. Oh no. Somebody call Big Al, make sure he's okay. I saw him get hit by a ball. Hit by a foul ball or something like that. I saw him kind of get up and get gimp around a bit. Didn't think it was much. Somebody call Al. Make sure he's okay. JT Romuto might be hurt. Make sure he's not. Is he praying at the statue right now, you think? Is he dragging up the lamb from the basement with the sacrificial knife so that God will protect JT? All right, let's get on with the show. Let's strap in, strap on, strap up. Keep your head, hands, and feet inside the car at all times, and let's roll with your day or night in Philadelphia sports history. On this day in 1984, Bobby Clark, the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest Flyer of all time, played his last game in the NHL. His 1,280th game, including playoffs, all with the Flyers, a team record, going out with top Flyers marks and assists with 852 points with 1,210 as well. But Clark wasn't the only one saying goodbye. After the Game 3 loss at 5-1 to the Capitals, the Flyers team was also sent packing, having been swept in the Patrick Division semifinal. So Bobby Clark's season career ended, I guess, dubiously and not expectedly tonight back in 1984. And I had the privilege of watching Bobby Clark in the latter part of his career. I did not see vintage Clark. I was too young for that, but I did see the 84 version of Clark. I remember seeing that. And no, he was definitely not the same player as I think he might have been, because, again, I didn't see him back in the 70s. But Bobby Clark is the consummate Flyer. He's an all-time Flyer, and you'll never be able to tell me any otherwise, because that's just not going to happen. Bobby Clark is everything that when you think of the Flyers, or when I think of the Flyers, I think of Bobby Clark, and I think of the toothless smile and all of it. That is a Flyer through and through. So happy final game of your career, Bobby Clark, on this night back in 1984. And that was your day in Philadelphia sports history, brought to you by the Clear the Ice Flyers postgame show, the premier in Flyer postgame entertainment, gearing up for our possible first ever playoff run or playoff time. We've never done the playoffs on this show before. So We're working out. I'm working out some bugs and how we're going to do it. I am going to tell you, if the Flyers do get to the playoffs, Clear the Ice will not be a partnership. We're going to roll solo. We have no choice. I have no choice but to do that. So you'll be seeing either me or Mike, or maybe even Al will jump into a game. And I don't know if I'm going to give Al a game in the playoffs because he hasn't done squat to get to the playoffs. So we'll see. But it'll be either me or Mike. You won't see a tandem. I'll promise you this, though. We get to the NHL Finals or Stanley Cup Finals, Stanley Cup Finals, we'll do tandem. But until then, we're rolling solo through the playoffs. It's just the way it has to be. But Mike had you tonight. Again, I got the twofer on Thursday with the Red Wings and the final word. And then on Saturday, Mike will have you with the Jets. I think the Red Wings game is my last game on the post game for the regular season. I got to go look. I think I gave Mike the rest of the games. I gave him the 3 remaining. The Jets, the Hurricanes, and the Habs. I think I did. But make sure you're tuned in for our very first ever playoff. I mean, we're looking at the playoffs for the first time with Clear the Ice in 4 years that we've done the show. And that's exciting. It's exciting. So let's get the thing going tonight. And I guess we can lead off. And our leadoff topic, our leadoff story is, could this be so, right? Or could this be actually happening? Could the Philadelphia Flyers actually be knocking on the playoff door? And they are. And as I said, at this point, barring a major, massive flame out, they're going to make it. I really believe they are. They got some interesting games left, though. Detroit's going to play this team hard, man, because Detroit is fighting for points themselves. They're fighting to get in. This is not. Listen, I know a lot of people are confident and feeling great, and they should. This is a feeling that's been too long in between feelings about the hockey team. It's been way too long since we've had this type of feeling about the hockey team, and I understand that. And trust me, I feel it just like everybody else does. But the Flyers have not achieved anything at this point. They've achieved 92 points, which is really good. I don't know if I didn't do the research, but I can't tell you the last time they finished in the 90-point total. They have put themselves in a position to potentially make the playoffs. And I understand the emotion is flowing over for a lot of Flyer fans and a lot of casual Flyer fans. And I want to talk about that for a second because I find that interesting. I find that hilarious, honestly. But they have not achieved anything yet. And Detroit's not going to roll over for them. Detroit's fighting for every point they need. This thing is not over. Winnipeg is in a playoff race out west. As god awful as they are, they're still in it. And then you're looking at Montreal and you're looking at Carolina, 2 teams that are over 100 points right now. Now, they have less to play for potentially. I don't think Carolina may have anything to play for by the time the Flyers get to them. But Montreal might. So, I mean, it's looking positive. It's looking good, but it ain't done. It ain't over. Nothing's been clinched. They still have a ways to go here in order to clinch a spot. I think they got 8 more points on the board left. And I believe, if I ain't mistaken, I did this yesterday. I checked this yesterday. I think their magic number is now 6. 6 points to clinch a playoff spot. And that's obviously a combination of points gained by them and losses by the team that are chasing them in this race. So it's not over yet, man. It is not over yet. But again, it's looking pretty good. Star Wars checks in and says JT Realmuto has left tonight's game after taking a foul tip to the lower half. Prayers and thoughts to JT Realmuto. And I know Al must be now running out to the church. Please be patient with him. I hope they have Wi-Fi in Saint wherever he's headed to offer salvation and prayers of thanksgiving for JT Realmuto's speedy recovery. Raphael Marchand is now catching. Who is their emergency catcher? Is it Sosa? Who's the Phillies emergency catcher? Sosa's playing in the game. Well, they can move him in. Interesting. Phillies are flying with 1 catcher. So you know what that means, folks, right? You know what that means. Oh no. They're revving up the plane on the tarmac of LBI, of Lehigh Bethlehem Easton, or LBE. That's right. They're getting that West Coast charter ready for the red-eye flight for one passenger to head from the Allentown area out to the Bay Area. You know who's coming, right? Uh-oh. You know who's on his way if this injury is sustainable or if it's going to cost some time. That's right. That's right. Garrett Stubbs might be making his appearance as the catcher, the backup option to Marshawn. Oh, no. Al, pray extra hard, man. Pray extra hard for the health of JT Realmuto. Oh, my God. That just struck me like a thunderbolt. I can see it right now. I can see it right now, man. They got one plane sitting off on the tarmac, by itself. It's Garrett Stubbs fitting on his beer case hat, getting the overalls straight, strutting out there on the runway saying, "Go West, young man. Let's go West." Oh, no. Oh, man. So, yeah, hopefully prayers for JT Realmuto for a speedy recovery. That's got ramifications that I'm not ready to deal with yet. Yes, Michael Papernick, I am going to open up the phone lines. Joe Hale says the Hurricanes clinched tonight. They've clinched, but there's still seeding involved. So things are not over yet for the Flyers. It's not. It's still a race in a lot of different aspects. And get ready for Thursday. That's going to be a hell of a game in Detroit. The Red Wings are fighting their asses off to get in. All right, that's going to be a hell of a game. And I don't know what you do there. Do you just kind of take that one as a mulligan, put Urson in, and say, look, I mean, if the Flyers were going to get away with Urson, I would have went with him tonight. But maybe they're going with my strategy. I mentioned this on Sunday, I think. Or when did I talk about this? I think it was Sunday. What are the Flyers going to do with the goaltending thing? They have games every other day. Every other day they got games. Are you going to ride Vladar out to the end of the season until you get to those back-to-back games at the end? If so, that's a strategy. It's a plan. I'm okay with it. But if not, I mean, would you have not rather have gone with Urson against a lesser team in the Devils than potentially Urson against the Red Wings? Or are we going to see Urson, or are we going to see Vladar against the Wings and then Urson against the Jets? I mean, that could be it too. They could be doing that because that's a lesser team. It's interesting how that might all work itself out. Marshawn, I know who the backup is, but who's the emergency? Because right now they're rolling with one catcher, and that catcher's in the game. Yeah, Dylan Moore. That's who I thought it was. Or Sosa, right? Sosa can catch. Well, Robbie's man crush, the Party Boy Stubbs, is coming up. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. If they can't have JT sip from the fountain of youth and get that calf straightened out, they'll have him here by the morning. He'll be here by the morning. Or do the Phillies roll? Here again, interesting, the life of a Major League Baseball player, right? Does Stubbs fly in tonight? Because when you're an injury call-up, I don't think it counts towards your regular up and down, because Stubbs would obviously have to come back, go back down. But I think they'd have to place JT on the IL in order to get Stubbs up here and then send him back down without having him to go back through waivers. So interesting situation here. I mean, do they suck it up? Final game of the road trip tomorrow. Have Marshawn catch Dylan Moore as the backup and just let things kind of roll out and then go home from there. Probably I would do that. Now, if they were on their way to another city after this, if say they were on their way to LA or San Diego, you'd have no choice but to potentially call up Stubbs. You would. Whew. I shudder the thought, man. It's party time in California. Yes, it is. Bring your beer case hats, everybody. Yep, the Wings are closing. Who cares? Anyway, so the Flyers, not over yet, but it's getting to that point. And it's a great feeling. And it's a feeling that we've not shared in a very long time. And it's a feeling that I haven't done on this. We've done this show now for 4 years. This is the 4th year for Clear the Ice. And I started it back on the EOP days, the final year of Chuck Fletcher. The year that he got fired at the end of the season was our first season of Clear the Ice. So I've been with it from the aggressive retool to the rebuild. And we've been through all that, and we're getting to a point, and it's a great milestone for the Flyers to be to sort of approach here. And it's been a great month. It's been a great winter break since the winter break, Olympic break. It's been a great run. You've seen the development of some players. You haven't seen the development of some players as well. But this team has sort of gelled into somewhat of an identity. They have that identity. They've seemed to become an aggressive, not overly aggressive, but just aggressive enough type of an offensive attacking team. There's a lot of things that still need to be added to this team, but they've begun to develop an identity, and that's a good stage of the rebuild. And that's good to see that. And they're playing inspired hockey. Especially players like Owen Tippett, players like actually it's been Tippett, Zegras, Christian Dvorak. I mean, these are the names that have pretty much taken the Flyers this season. Now you're getting contributions in from the return of Tyson Forrester, obviously the addition of Porter Martone, Denver Barkey, Bump. I mean, you're seeing some of the younger players sort of kind of start to kind of work their way in, and it's signaling a very bright future. It's signaling an extremely bright future for this team moving into next season. But let's please try to keep sight. This Flyer hockey team is not a Stanley Cup challenger. They're not. They're not going to get out of the East. Now, if they were in the West, there's a good shot they might get to the finals, honestly. But in the East, they're not a Stanley Cup contender, right? And I know a lot of people are excited about getting to the playoffs, but I ask you, what does the playoffs do to a team that's starting to round into some sort of a form, sort of develop a personality, but yet still lacks so many different things? What are the benefits of the Flyers making the playoffs this year? From a team standpoint, not from your standpoint as the fan base, not from your standpoint. I know what the benefits of the Flyers making the playoffs from the fan standpoint is, but what's the benefit for this team making the playoffs this year? Is making the playoffs going to get us closer to a franchise centerman? Is it going to get us closer to a number one defenseman? Is it going to get us closer to solving the goaltending problem? Because it is still a goaltending problem. Dan Vladar is a short-term answer to our problem. What is the benefit of the Philadelphia Flyers heading into the playoffs this year? When you look at it holistically, when you look at this thing going forward, what is the benefit of the Flyers making the playoffs now? You're going to get a lower draft pick. Now, granted, this is not the year where they have the multiple first-round picks, but still, it's going to be a lower draft pick. You got a bunch of salary cap. You got a bunch of free agency money. You got all that happening. You got potential trades. You got all those things that are in your corner. But what is the benefit for this team? And I want to hear somebody say to me, experience. I want someone to step up and say that badly. I want to know what I want someone to give me the experience thing. How about Tyson Foy? Yeah, 2 goals tonight, man. Look good. They're all looking good. What is the benefit? Now I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to tell you what I think the benefit of the Flyers making the playoffs is, to continue to showcase some of the talent for potential trades. It is. Now, going forward, is there? I know there's Flyer fans that are so enamored for certain players. MattyB Michkov's one of them. Porter Martone, Tyson Forrester, just to name a few. There is the understanding amongst Flyers Nation that some of these guys might have to be moved this offseason, right, in order to complete this puzzle. I mean, is there an understanding out there that you might have to make a trade, sending out of one of these young players in order to complete a puzzle that you don't have the pieces to yet? Yeah, experience. Joe, I knew somebody was gonna give it to me. That is the default answer. What experience? Do you not think these players have never played in a playoff situation before? Do you think these players have never competed for a championship before in their lives? Of course they have. They've never done it at the NHL level, but they've done it at other levels of their life. What experience? What is the real experience? The experience. What, like going to Grand Canyon and taking pictures? I'm no better for going to Grand Canyon when I was a kid. That hasn't well-rounded me for a future return trip to the Grand Canyon. What is the experience you speak of for playing in the playoffs? Huh? We do know that this is going to be another level, correct? And we understand that the NHL playoffs are going to be another level, and they're going to come up against a team. Now, I guess the first round potential matchups at this point could be Montreal or Buffalo, which that works out pretty good for the Flyers. But eventually, they're going to have to deal with Tampa Bay or Carolina if they go forward into this. Now, could the experience of playing a team like Carolina or Tampa in the playoffs benefit this hockey team in any positive way when they get steamrolled by them? I'm asking this honestly. I want to know what experience you can pull. They can see the game is faster at the playoff level, potentially. But as I said, these kids have played high-level hockey all their lives. And they've competed in playoffs at high-level hockey levels all their life. Not the highest level. I don't think they have a complete misunderstanding of what the playoffs are. So I need more than experience. I need more than experience. That there needs to be more. I need more than that. Ooh, nice play. Did they get him out? That's what I'm talking about, man. He's gunning somebody down the home plate. Marchand, better be careful, man. You're the only one left. So listen, I'm on board with the Flyers making the playoffs. I really am, but I'm so not on board with. I'm still grounded in the reality that this team is not a Stanley Cup contender. And that this is positive for the fans and the fans only. Obviously, to put butts in the seats at the arena, to generate a little bit more of a buzz about the team, to start kind of marketing some of these names. I get all that. Now, I want to understand, and I want to, because when I talk to Flyers fans, I hear this. Oh, they can get past the first round. I think they might be able to make it past the second round. I don't care about getting past the first round because it's all about just getting there. Okay, what about the Stanley Cup? When did that stop being the goal? When did that stop being the goal? Are the Flyers a Stanley Cup ready competing team right now? By the definition of getting to the playoffs, they are, but are they really? But are they still a work in progress? And is the Flyers making the playoffs more for the city and the fan base than it is for the Flyers? And are we being like sort of selfish about it as we continue to build this rebuild? Because what's going to end up happening, and I firmly believe they'll make it. And again, playoff hockey is great. And they may surprise some people. They may be channeling their inner St. Louis Blues and make a run like that and do something special in that aspect. I doubt it, but they might. And I'll be along for the ride like everybody else. But at the end of the day, when the smoke clears, we're not going to be holding a Stanley Cup, I don't think. And then we're going to be faced with potentially lower seeding in the draft and the repercussions of making the playoffs, which are, it's pretty much the draft. And everyone's going to be holding on to that all summer. Well, we made the playoffs. Now we got to take the next step. But how do you take the next step if you got a lower draft pick? So I think it's interesting. I asked Mike this. Do you think the Flyers can catch Pittsburgh? They'd have to win out. They might. I mean, they're not going to they can't get the 1 or 2. They can't get that. They're way too far behind on that. There's too many points there for them to make up. But, I mean, yeah, I guess they could catch Pittsburgh. Does it matter, though? I mean, really, what are we talking about here? But I'm excited. I'm excited for the Flyers. I'm excited for the fan base. I'm excited for the group of fans that have spent their lives rooting for this team. And I'm excited for being part of that and being, and it doesn't seem 5 years ago was a long time ago, man. I mean, actually, we're coming up on 6 years. And it's too long to be outside the playoffs. It is. And when you get back, I just don't want to lose sight of the goal. And that's to win a Stanley Cup. I don't want this playoff run to affect the fan base in the city to where you don't want to move off of an Owen Tippett if a trade is available to upgrade a centerman position. Or if you want to bring in a number one defenseman, you don't want to, I don't want people to go crazy because you got to trade Owen Tippett or Tyson Forrester or Travis Konechny or any of those types of players got to be dealt because this team is not a complete product yet. They're playing amazing hockey right now. They're playing inspired hockey. What has happened since the Olympic break? I can't tell you. Best team in hockey or one of the best teams in hockey since the Olympic break? I don't know what happened since the Olympic break. Tocchet was in Milan with Team Canada, so he wasn't working on anything. I don't know what happened. Something has happened. Inspired play by Tippett. Inspired play by the goaltender. They're two of the main factors. The infusion of some of the younger talent that sort of burst onto the scene in Denver Barkey, Porter Martone, the return of Tyson. I mean, there's some elements there. But I don't want to lose sight of a potential. I don't want us to fall in love all over again to a team that got into the playoffs on the last day of the season and then got smoked in the first round. Because most hockey-loving cities would look at that as a disappointment to a season. And here we are on the opposite end of that, holding on hope that they're going to get in on the last day of the season or around there, and then don't care if they get smoked in the first round. You see how things have sort of, the pendulum has tipped a little bit way over, and I don't want to be that type of fan. The other part of this situation is the stuff I've been seeing on social media, and I'll open up the phone lines after I get off the soapbox here. The fan base, the Flyers Nation getting a real protective about letting others in. No. You don't want to talk about us. You haven't want to talk about us for 5 years. You can't talk about us now. I love that. That's hilarious to me. I think it's great. And unfortunately, the casual hockey fan, those are two words that don't go together because you really can't be a casual hockey fan. Hockey is the weirdest sport on the face of the earth because of the cultural tribal element that it is. It's always second fiddle in this country. And that's why everyone got so jazzed up by Team USA winning because it's not our sport, right? But it's a second fiddle sport in America. And in this town, it's literally on the bottom end of the four majors. It really is. It's always been there, even back during the Cup days. And it's always had itself a close-knit tribal group of fans that have accepted the way of life. Because hockey, in a lot of ways, is a way of life, man. It's an existence. It's a form of being. People that the casual hockey fan is sort of an insult to the hockey fan, to the real hockey fan. Because again, there's a different language involved in it. There's customs and cultures and stuff involved in it. It's a whole lifestyle. And some fans don't like others coming into that. And I get it, man. I get it to a certain extent. And I realize there's some venom coming on about some people. And I've always looked at it like this. Who am I to tell you what to root for and what not to root for? Who cares? You do you. If you didn't like the Flyers until they got good, so be it. I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't affect me none. I'm not holding on to the Flyers like they're my property, right? The Flyers are never going to grow in popularity in this town. They could win 20 straight Stanley Cups and they would still remain in that sort of bottom level of the major four. Even back in those days where they were they made the playoffs like 14 straight years, they still could not really gain much relevance above the Eagles or Phillies. They were always where they were, at the bottom, because it was a close little group of fans and a close little group of people, just like the hockey playing community. It's a very close circle. So the casual hockey fan kind of annoys the hockey fan. They do. Because you can't talk hockey. And if you can't talk a sport, I'm not saying you can't be part of it and enjoy the ride. Absolutely not. Be part of it and enjoy the ride. But I get where the other side's coming from. I do. I understand. I understand their feelings, but it's actually somewhat funny that we're having this conversation now because they're getting relevant. But I actually think it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But as far as I'm concerned, come on. If you call yourself a hockey fan, so be it. If you call yourself a Flyers fan, so be it. Come on. If you're just joining us now, that's a great time to join us, right? As we sort of have gotten over the hump of this, and now we're hopefully a better days lie ahead. Well, then you got to start somewhere, and let's start here. Absolutely. So come on. Welcome to the food trough. Let's talk some hockey. But anyway, Flyers are making a playoff push, and everyone's excited. And I'm asking the question, what benefit for the Flyers is it to make the playoffs? Not for the Flyer fan. I know what that benefit is. But what benefit for the team? Is there a benefit? So, phone lines are now open. You guys can chime in. You know the drill. The link will pop into your little room, and you guys can hop on, and we can talk whatever you want. Flyers, talk Phillies, talk Sixers. I don't care. I mean, a lot of people can tell me I'm a hockey guy, and I won't deny that. And I've always been a hockey guy. I always will be. But I don't go around telling people you can't be a hockey person because you don't know how to talk hockey. I wasn't born learning how to. I had to learn how to talk hockey, right? I'll never tell a person that you can't root for a team because you don't fully understand it. And the origins of hockey are rough, man. It's a complicated game. A lot of people don't have the patience for it, and I don't blame them. It's a lot of people don't have the patience to learn the game and learn the lingo and learn all the nuances to watching a hockey game. And that's kind of where it starts. And then the whole thing about playing this thing on a frozen sheet of ice, it's foreign to a lot of people, man. It turns people off. I understand that. So, but if you want to come on board in playoffs time and just, get fired up and all that, then come on, man. Who am I to stop anybody from doing that? But what I think is funny is that you got people that all of a sudden want to talk Flyers hockey, but have adamantly and vehemently in the past said they don't care about talking about Flyers hockey because for whatever reason. Now, that's a different situation. If you're one of those hypocrites out there that have said at any point of your life, I don't care about hockey, I don't care about the Flyers, now you all of a sudden want to get involved in it, that's a little different than being shut out by the fan base. That's being a hypocrite, and that's being a bandwagon person. But if you're generally interested and you want to be part of it, and you've always either kept your mouth shut because they sucked or whatever. But if you've ever come out and said, who cares about the Flyers? I don't want to talk hockey. Then you're a hypocrite for going back on that. You chose your hill. Now die on it. But everybody else, come on. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Joe Hale joins me. Joe, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well.
So you asked why I said experience, right? It gives the young guys a chance to win that has never won in professional hocky.
Do you know that they've never won a professional hockey? Professional hockey is when you get a paycheck to play the sport, right? Doesn't matter at the NHL level. It's when you get paid to play the sport.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that none of those players have ever won at the junior level, international level, that kind of level?
Some of them haven't.
Yes.
Some of them haven't.
To me, it's a weak excuse.
Some.
It's weak to me. Experience.
But I'm a diehard Flyers fan. Mm-hmm. And I started in the 80s. I was born in 83. I'll tell you a cool story. 88, I met Ron Hextall and Eric Lindros. Great.
You met Eric Lindros in 1988?
Yeah.
What were you in Canada?
I have a picture with.
Where did you see Eric Lindros in 88?
He was in Philly.
He was drafted in 92.
No, he was so Archbishop Ryan High School had tournaments.
Okay, I
right?
don't deny that.
No, for like the youth, and he actually was there.
He was down with his team from Toronto playing in that tournament.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. So, and then
that's very cool.
I'm actually going to the Phantoms game this week. The Red Hot Adirondack.
The Thunder. No, that's not the Thunder. No,
Yes.
that's Adirondack Thunders in the
Adirondack.
ECHL. Who they playing?
The Rangers team.
Oh, that's the Wolfpack. Hartford
Okay.
Wolfpack. Yep.
Okay. I thought Hartford was in Canada.
No, it's in Connecticut, a little south of Canada.
Hey. No, a couple of Tony Vos. I'm not sure if you heard of him.
What was the name?
The scorer for the Flyers. Tony Vos.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school with him. And
Joe, you don't have to show me your resume, Joe. I believe you. And again, this whole thing about the fan base not letting the other fan base in, I can see both sides. I'm just saying, there's a certain part of me. What's that?
Yes, there's a lot of haters that want to jump on a Flyers bandwagon.
So what do you mean by that? Like a lot of haters. Like explain that to me. Like what are these people that are haters that want to be on the bandwagon?
That are rooting for another team, and when the Flyers get hot, they want to jump on the bandwagon.
I understand that, but that's between them and their God, honestly. And for the Flyers as an organization, they're loving it because that's going to generate the buzz and potentially more money. But as far as a fan goes, I've seen a lot of fans kind of attacking fans for wanting to be part of it.
Yes.
And I don't agree with that because, again, who in the hell are you? And I don't mean you personally, but who are you to judge somebody and tell somebody not to want to be along for the ride? Maybe there's a fringe hockey fan out there that never quite got into it. Don't forget, there's a whole generation of hockey fan in this town that never really wanted to get into it because of the Flyers sucking so bad. So maybe now they want to start getting into it. And that's fine. And that's okay. But that's okay because maybe you get a few that stay on the bandwagon, and maybe you don't.
I don't think it's
I disagree because that's how you grow something. That's how you grow a sport. I became a Flyers fan because of the dominance that the team had during my childhood. They were 2-time Cup winners. They were consistently going to the Cup. I think they went to the Cup like 4 times in the first 12 years of my life. So they were a upper echelon hockey team, and that attracted me to them. And then my love of hockey grew from that, and it maintained. Now, friends of mine who grew up with me and had the same impact got away from hockey at some point, and that's fine too. I mean, but they were still Flyers fans, and they still consider themselves Flyers fans. They don't have to walk around with the lingo, and I understand what the tribal world of hockey is. Trust me, I get it. I know what it's like. I've been in locker rooms. I'm a ref. I understand that. But to lock people out, you're not going to grow something. You got it. This team right now needs an infusion of young fans to come along for the ride because there's a lost generation of Flyers fans out there that have not experienced them because they suck so bad. So you can't close the doors, man. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, did you know the Flyers used to practice in Northeast Philly?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Grundy is?
Grundy?
Practice there.
Oh, I know Grundy. I know the friggin' prison barn. Yeah, oh yeah. No goddamn windows in that place. I know Grundy well, man. Oh yeah. I've spent many a day in Grundy, and I know Father Judge plays there. I played there when I was in high school. I know Grundy well.
I used to go. This is showing our time. I used to go watch the Flyers practice there. Well, I'm actually. Did you know you can go to Voorhees right now? I mean, when they practice, and sign autographs for like
Yeah. All the practices are open.
It's in
at the skate zone of Voorhees.
Well, not a lot of them anymore.
Well, most of them are. There's certain times of practice that are open and certain times that are not. But at some point, every practice is open.
I tried going last week to watch them, and they said practice was closed to the public.
Some of them are, but mostly like they're open at times. And then I don't really, unless they got a major break in the action, like I thought they spent most of their time at the arena. Well, maybe they can't because of the Sixers, but
no, they don't. You know what was cool though? When they went on Olympic break, they would stay in Voorhees and teach young.
You there, Joe?
Yes, I'm here.
I lost your visual. Listen, the whole thing about so the skate zones that are located all over the city. There's one in Voorhees, there's one in Atlantic City, there's one up in the Northeast, and they're all connected to the Flyer. They're all called the Flyers. The one of the Northeast is called the Flyer Skate Zone, the Northeast, whatever. But the situation, and again, this also helps grow youth hockey in Philadelphia, and it's youth hockey in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia area, is a pretty big thing, but it could grow even more. Bucks County's got like 10 arenas and like 4 city blocks. There's so many goddamn barns up there. There's Grundy. What else is up in Bucks? Or I guess considered Monco, but Bucks Monco is Grundy. Then you got Bucks County Ice up there. You got the Revolution play at a spot right in Bucks County. What's that?
You got a lot of hockey everywhere, and that's good for the youth.
Hockey's huge in Philadelphia. Youth hockey is huge. Yes. What?
Did you know Chris Pronger is the assistant under Danny Briere? I did not know that.
What happened to Brett Flair?
Yes.
Like they fire him?
It's them too.
I didn't know Pronger was, but
I didn't know Chris Pronger was still with the team.
I didn't think he was.
Terry and Son, Chris Terry and Son is on the not the Phantoms, the Reading. What is the next team under the Phantoms?
The Reading Royals.
Is it Reading Royals?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Did you know that?
I did not.
Terry and Son plays hockey
in the ECHL. No, I did not know that.
I just found that out.
Well, maybe one day he'll make it to the NHL.
So, the magic number is 6 now. Do you
6
think
points, yeah.
It takes them? Huh?
6 points. Yep. 6 points.
How long when do you think they get it by? When do you think they get it by? Saturday?
Well, it's a combination of their wins and the other team's losses. They could be in a position to get it by Saturday. They could be in a position to get it by Monday. I mean, it all depends on what their competition does as well. I think every time a team loses, they pick up 1 or 2, like 1 point or something like that. And then, I mean, they only have, you got a game on Thursday, you got a game on Saturday, and you got a game Monday and Tuesday. So it may go down to the last game of the season. It may. But I think the Flyers have put themselves in a great spot. I mean, they're not chasing anybody anymore. They're in a position. All they got to do is maintain and let things sort of fall where they are. So they put themselves in a good spot.
What do they have? They have a game Sunday. They have a game this Sunday, right?
No, they got a game Thursday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yeah. I think it comes down Saturday against the Winnipeg Jets. That's when they win it.
Against Connor Hellebuck?
You said goalie. Yes. I would start I wouldn't start Erickson right now. I would ride the hot hand.
Play Vidar the rest of the way?
Up until the back-to-back.
Okay.
Yes. Up until the back-to-back.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to argue that point. That's probably the best thing to do.
Unless he struggles, unless you give him a start Thursday in Detroit.
But that's not the game. Like I would have been more inclined to give Urson this game here against the Devils and then made sure I had a healthy, wet-rested Vladar against the Red Wings. To me, by playing Vladar tonight, they're saying they're going to play Vladar the rest of the way. That's what I think. Unless they sit him on, they're not. He's not sitting on Thursday. There's no way they're going to let him sit against the Red Wings. They got to play. Red Wings are going to be chasing. That game's going to be intense on Thursday night, and the Flyers need the points still, and the Red Wings desperately need the points. So this is not the game, in my opinion, that you sit Urson or that you sit Vladar. Tonight would have been the night you sat Vladar,
and then
if you were going to.
I'll let you go, but Thursday's game is National Hockey Night. It was just announced. TNT and ESPN are carrying it. Simulcast it.
It's going to be a big game. It's a big game for both teams.
Go Flyers.
Go Flyers, Joe. All right, man. We'll talk Thursday. Joe Hale. Yeah, youth hockey's huge in Philly. And the only way to keep it growing is to keep opening it up to other fans. Again, there's a whole generation of lost Flyers fans out there that did not come because they stunk. Hockey is a hard sport to get into. It's not for everybody. It's not football. It doesn't carry the clout that the Eagles carry. It doesn't carry the clout that the Phillies doesn't even have the history that the Eagles and Phillies have. It's an expansion sport brought here in 1967. It was almost looked at back then as we look at now the Wings or the Union. It was okay. Sure. Oh, hockey? Yeah, all right. Hockey in South Philly. Yeah, that's going to work. And it worked because of the Stanley Cup runs, of the back-to-back cups in the mid-'70s, and then the run of dominance and relevance throughout the 80s into the 90s. That's why it worked. But it caught fire as much as it's going to catch fire in this town. But lately, because the team has stunk, that fire has gone out. And we've lost a lot of fans. We've lost a lot of potential fans. Now, youth hockey, huge in the Philadelphia area. Take it from me. I know that. A lot of games going on down there. A lot of barns, a lot of venues in the Philadelphia area. So this is all a good thing. And they shut the door on a fan because they didn't cheer for the Flyers during this period of time. To shut the door on someone that says, well, you know, I couldn't be bothered with the Flyers when they were 16-80, whatever. That's ignorant, man. That's absolutely ignorant. You can't grow something unless you open it up. And it's going to have to grow. I'm not going to live forever. God knows that. So we need to pass the torch along to somebody else. But to be a fan that says openly, I don't care about the Flyers because they suck, and then now all of a sudden be like, oh, you know, I'm coming in now to enjoy yourself. I mean, there's a certain flip-floppiness to that. But again, it's not me to judge. I don't care. You don't have to appease me. Do you, boo? Right? I know who I am. All right, back to the phones. Kaepernick, what's up, man?
Yo, what up, Matty?
What's up?
Well, he's coming. They're gassing them, like you said, they're gassing that play up. He's getting the red carpet treatment. He's getting first class champagne. You know, Robbie's going to talk to him in a Zoom so they can have their man crush going on.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, JT, you cannot be hurt. Please don't do that. Come on. Didn't they sign another catcher, some journeyman catcher that's down there?
Well, they got, so right now you got in Lehigh Valley, you have, Caden Hedinger, is it Hedinger? Yeah, I think it's Caden Hedinger. He got sent down. Renee Pinto. An older guy. Renee Pinto is his name. But I don't know what happened to him once they sent, so when Stubbs returned to the Pigs, they had to reduce by one. And I know, Disson is there. Jordan Disson, he's with the Iron Pigs, and he's a catcher. And I know Stubbs is there. So I don't know what they did with Pinto. I don't know if they carried him or what, but there was a journeyman guy that they brought in. There was.
Well, I mean, why you don't want Stubbs up here is because you know Robbie. his itchy trigger finger, Stubbs is going to be playing third base. They were trading him there. You're going to see him bat third at third base, batting sixth in the lineup. I mean, it's
well, the only way they could bring Stubbs up without risking having to DFA him again is if they put JT on the IL.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. I think I didn't see the game, see what happened. So if he has to go, well, he Stubbs is coming up, and
they got to bring up a backup.
Now we got a third utility guy. He's a catcher who can't play, who's getting trained to play third base and trained to play the outfield. You got Kemp, who's an infielder by trade, but getting trained to play the outfield. Man.
Well, Kemp's out in the outfield
tonight.
Then you got
Dylan Moore. Yeah, I know. Let me see. Super utility guy, Moore. I guess Kemp's their new one, too. Garrett Stubbs is going to be one.
Sosa.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. This team's in trouble. Painter, I'm not worried about Painter.
Nah.
That number 4 spot's going to kick them in the ass, and they can't rush Wheeler back. I'm telling everybody, if you want this guy to be 100%, I wouldn't bring him back anytime soon.
So if they bring Wheeler back, right? Do you you're not in favor of sliding Luzardo down to the 4?
Yeah, no. I don't care if it's Nola or Luzardo, because Painter's going to be 5. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me.
So, but do you think it's going to be Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola, Luzardo, Painter? Yeah.
That's what I think it's going to be. Yeah. I think, and I don't mind that for pitchers. You know what I mean? Because you could always flip that around too. If it's a 3-4, 3-4 guy, and you want to push the 4 guy up, or something. You could always. It don't hurt much. But yeah, they're just look, Walker, and then Painter pitched. He didn't pitch great last night. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked the bullpen held up.
Bullpen was amazing.
I was shocked.
Amazing. Yeah,
I was shocked Robbie knew how to put that together last night.
Yeah, I was sitting
pretty decent.
I was sitting here saying the pitchers that he needed to put in, and then to come back from commercial break, and he did it. I was like, "Oh my God, Rob! Is Don Mattingly running your bullpen now too?"
Yeah, Don probably went up to Dombrowski already and said, "Listen, I'll quit if you don't let me run the team while he's managing, I'll quit before you fire him, and then you're really stuck. I want extra
want to be
money.
Games under 500 to be your new manager, so you better let me run this team before you can him."
Yeah, and I want an extra $2 million in the black briefcase coming through the El Chapo line on the ground.
And no Garrett Stubbs.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Oh, so I'm watching the game. I would tell you that Garcia's got a gun, Matty. A shotgun.
Throw him out from the outfield. There was a nice play.
Yeah, and that was a good block of the plate of Marchand too.
Listen, Marchand is a capable catcher. His progression was stunted due to injuries, and he sort of got lost when they brought JT here. And, he's had a fight for everything he's gotten from this team. And I honestly think if given an opportunity to play every day, he could round into a 250, 260 hitter. I mean, he's nothing more than a bottom of the order kind of guy. But I think defensively, he's very good as a catcher. And
he is.
That's obviously why he's here and that's why he's here in Stubbs is down in Lehigh Valley. So, listen, losing JT in his 240 batting average batting in the 8-hole, honestly, and I know Al's probably already, slitting open throats of lambs and goats, trying to, conjure up the gods of healing to make sure JT is not hurt. And I'm right along with you there, Al, because I don't want to see Stubbs, but I don't care. I wouldn't be upset if Marchand was the everyday catcher. I really wouldn't.
That's a tough one because of I like Marchand. I just think JT brings just the way his presence behind the plate and the way he calls games and the way he handles the pitchers. I think you know what I'm saying. Marchand hasn't had that chance to get that kind of reps with every pitcher, every day. So that's
Right,
why I
but-
think I have to give the nudge to JT.
At some point, though, he's going to have to learn because JT's not going to be here forever. At some point, somebody's going to have to take over that mantle.
Well,
now,
is
is
it
it Marshawn? I don't know.
Look, we gave him a 3-year deal not to be a backup.
Oh, man. Well, there goes a shortstop boot
See,
play.
see, yeah. So you're ahead of me by like probably about 2-3 seconds for what I
You're gonna
watched.
see it here in a second, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No, to get back to the Marshawn thing, I like Marshawn. I do. I prefer JT, like I said, and JT batting 8th. I'd rather see him batting 7th. And then you throw Stott down there where Stott belongs at. Stott's. I mean, they're just.
That's torture watching him bat 5th. It's torture. It's absolute torture watching. Oh, picked his ass off, man. Woohoo!
Oh, he's got a nasty move.
Ooh, no, Marshawn picked him off.
Oh, really?
Right off of first.
You want to know something? At this stage in JT's career, Marshawn might be better might have a better shot, better defensively than JT, right? Because he's younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From his knees, not much. Yeah, nice that's right. He's got a gun too. He has a gun, just like JT does. But well, what do you think? Real fast. What do you think about the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson saying about sticking up for Jalen Hurts?
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's a wackadoo. All right, you take everything.
You saw that.
And get it opposite. Yeah, I saw that, man. That guy's crazy.
No. But he is. I mean, look, man. Look, I'm not saying he ain't a little. You know, you don't own no cards back to the deck. But you got to think about this. How much continuity can you really have with the offensive coordinator when you have one just about a new one every year, every other offensive year?
That might be obstruction on Harper. Okay,
that's got to fall into it.
No, but see, Kaepernick, you're right. I'm not. But are we playing Pop Warner? Is this high school football? This is the NFL, which stands for not for long. If you can't perform at whatever you have to do. When was the last first or middle time you ever heard anybody say, well, Tom Brady's struggling because they can't keep an offensive coordinator on the sidelines? When was the last time you heard Josh Allen? The problem with Josh Allen is lack of coaching. Well, you know what I mean? That's what my point is this.
There's a lot more Josh Allen, but
well, what I'm saying is we go to these excuses for JT. We go to these excuses for Jalen Hurts about an offensive coordinator or lack thereof an offensive coordinator. But then on the other side of Jalen Apostles, I hear, well, Otto friggin' Kemp in left field. God damn it, man. Get him out of left field.
I've been saying it.
God, man.
I've been saying it.
What the hell is he doing out there?
He's not. Everybody thought he was going to be this. Where's Dante Nuri? Where's one of these guys that don't? Anybody can play left field except Garrett Stubbs.
God.
That just did. That just gave me. Otto Kemp's going to get sent down. Garrett Stubbs is going to take his place.
Field. He should be playing in the infield where he belongs.
You're going to see Garrett Stubbs in left field. That's what you're going to see over Kemp now. I mean, it's going from worse to worse.
That was a routine play he just booted, man. Anyway, but yeah, well, keep him out there, Robbie. There you go. Yeah, keep him out there. Anyway, as far as Jalen Hurts goes, I'm not. See, the argument is about Jalen Hurts and his ability to be elite versus being a good starting quarterback. Okay. Why can't we just accept the fact that he's a good starting quarterback and end the conversation with that?
That's it. That's all I think is.
Right, but other people want to take it to a different level and say he's elite. He's not elite, but it's okay not to be elite. He's obviously won a Super Bowl. You don't have to be an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold's not elite. Nick Foles is not elite. And these are all Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. It's okay.
And Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer's not elite. It's okay to not be elite. Not every quarterback that wins a Super Bowl is an elite quarterback. They played for some elite teams that had some pieces in place to get them to where they needed to be. You don't have to have an elite quarterback, but yet this town so desperately wants an elite quarterback that we're going to fight each other over the fact that Jalen Hurts is or isn't that person. And it's an exhausting conversation. You mentioned CJ, GJ sticking up for Jalen Hurts. How many Eagles have stuck up for Jalen Hurts? None.
None.
Not one of his teammates have come out and said, you know what, the hell with that article, whatever. Not one. What does that tell you?
Yeah. So check this out. To get on to the Phillies. Do you know how old Gary Sheffield was when he played his first Major League Baseball game in the pros?
For the Braves?
For the Milwaukee Brewers. For the Brewers.
Oh, that's right. He saw the Brewers, yeah. No, I don't know.
You know how old he was? He was 19 years old when he debuted it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Dante
Harper
Nori.
was 19. Harper was 19.
Well, how old is Dante Nori? Dante Nori's 20, 21, somewhere there.
So you're comparing Dante Nori to Harper and Sheffield coming out?
No. I'm comparing that he's ready. He's ready to play. He's ready. Why ain't he ready to play?
Obviously, he's not even ready to play in AAA. He's in AA.
Well, I think he showed what he could do at the World Baseball Classic. That a lot of these MLB players, and that's what I'm getting at. So you got Brandon Marsh is a good. You telling me Nori couldn't do what Kemp's doing?
I hope he couldn't.
No, you know what I mean. I'm talking about play. I'm talking about.
I know
he could play. He could, but he's an upgrade because that's his position. He's an upgrade. You might see Dylan Moore out there. Dylan Moore could play the outfield. Remember that?
Well,
bet you see Dylan Moore in left field.
Well, Dylan Moore's playing second tonight. Stott's not playing. Well, they could put Sosa there. They could put Sosa there and don't have to sit Bomb. Well, Bomb's out tonight too. Sosa's playing third, or Moore's third, Sosa's second. They're both playing tonight. Bomb's sitting. Bohm's out. He's not in the lineup tonight.
Oh, maybe that's what I mean. So if it was they're just sitting, they wouldn't have to sit him. Yeah, you can put Dylan Moore out there because
Kemp's not coming out of this game. Come on.
Now we're losing 3-0. This kid pitches his ass off. Even when Sanchez has a bad game, he still pitches his ass off. All
that came from the error by Trey Turner, by the way. That whole inning was brought to you by the error of Trey Turner.
Well, not going to be perfect on everything,
And then Otto Kemp playing left field.
Yeah, he got Kemp. Well, Crawford. Well, I think was it last night? No, it was tonight. I think he misjudged one tonight. Crawford did too.
No, I didn't see that.
I think it was or last night. It was
the winds are swirling at Candlestick Park today, or not?
Yeah,
Oracle,
it might have been last night's.
I don't know, Papernick. We're 10 games in. We're 6-4.
Yeah, because
everything is sort of falling.
I think it might have been last night's game. I think it was. All right.
Did he? Yeah, I think he did. I think it was last night's game. He did. He misjudged one. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did.
Yeah, Braves are in first place. Phillies aren't. Phillies are in third.
Yeah, whatever. Talk to me in June.
Phillies are in third. Braves are in first. I mean, it's but think about this. The Braves are in first without.
Papernick, you there? I lost you. Papernick. Michael Papernick, can you hear me? I cannot hear you. Going once for Michael Papernick. Going twice for Papernick. Can you hear me? Is it me that's out? Oh, yeah, no, I'm working. Papernick, can you hear me? All right, I'm going to move you backstage. Lost Michael Papernick's audio. His video's not there, but he's still there. I just lost his audio. 3-0 right now. Phillies losing, going, I think, into the 6th inning. A bad 5th inning, highlighted by an Otto Kemp misplay of a routine fly ball to left field. Trey Turner error and a Rafael Marchand pickoff at first base. So a lot of stuff going on in that inning. Phillies are trailing 3-0. Don't forget, stick around for the late night. As it was a good move. It was a really good move. Philly's not coming back. I felt the same way last night, Star Wars, and they Prove me wrong. Let's see if they do it again tonight. Though 2 runs through 5 innings is not 2 hits through 5 innings is not very encouraging. Especially with this lineup they got out there tonight, which I completely went crazy when I saw what it was. So 3-0. But don't forget, a little bit later on tonight, after I go final, which is going to be here in a little bit, Big Al will have you on the post game as he will take you, and then I will have you tomorrow at around 6-7 o'clock ish when they finish up the series against the Giants. So let's get into the of the night segment. Phone lines are open, by the way. If you want to hop on, Papernick, if you want to try to get back on, you can. But let's go to the of the night segment because I got to get through these. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the other night segment, a segment that we have gotten negligently behind on. I like to say this show, we appeal to a lot of different tastes and a lot of different people. We profile things on this program, and we do it of the night segment, as you can see by what we profile of the little intro there. And we haven't done it over the course of the past couple of weeks due to some time constraints. And I've gotten painfully behind on profiling players. We are getting I wouldn't say danger close to the MLB and NHL drafts, but we're getting into the danger zone of me having to get some of these names out. I think heading into tonight's segment, I've done about 11 of the NHL draft prospects, and I've done about 5 of the MLB draft prospects. I haven't even started talking about Phillies prospects for the season yet. So we're going to do a trifecta tonight. We're going to do Phillies prospects. We're going to do MLB draft prospect, and we're going to do NHL draft prospect, and we're going to do a card review here when we get to that segment. So let's get it going. Let's start with our Phillies draft prospect of the night. It's a new season, a new dawn, and a new golden child, and he is, that's it, my main man, Aiden friggin' Miller, the third base / shortstop, maybe left fielder on this team, top Phillies prospect currently in the system. A right-handed hitting infielder, Miller easily plus raw power. He has a chance to be legit. Not decent, but legit at the highest level. He can turn around velocity easily and has already shown he's far from a one-trick pony with a solid approach that enables him to make consistent contact. There's not much that the stone can be flipped over about the talk of Aiden Miller. He was all the buzz heading into spring training. Unfortunately, a lower back problem that still plagues him has dogged him and cost him his spring training and has cost him, as it looks like now, a good portion of his 2026 season. He's not even playing baseball yet. But he is out there apparently running around and doing somewhat baseball activities. But hopefully at some point here soon, he can finish out his spring training and then rejoin the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, because that's where he's at right now. He got promoted at the very end of last season from AA to AAA. There was an outside chance that people were holding on to for Aiden Miller to join the Phillies at some point in 2026. Probably will not happen due in large part to this injury. And I don't know if there was going to be an opportunity for him this year anyway. And the Phillies brass are probably going to look at the injury situation as yet another year of, let's just kind of save his service time. So be on the lookout in 2027 for Aiden Miller, because I highly expect, with the pending free agency of Alec Bohm, that Aiden Miller will be the third baseman of the future of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, when he was originally drafted by the Phillies in the first round a couple years ago, he was drafted as a natural-born third baseman, but the Phillies have been converting him ever since in I don't know what was the reasoning around trying to make him a shortstop. I'm not really certain about, what they envisioned for the shortstop position. This is, of course, during the Trey Turner years here, so I don't understand what it is, but I think Aiden Miller will be eventually the third baseman of the future of this team. But that future will probably have to wait another year. And I think it was going to wait another year anyway. I didn't really see a pathway for Aiden Miller to get to this baseball team in 2026. But with Bohm's pending free agency, things are going to look a lot differently next year. And Aiden Miller should be a part of what the Phillies are going to do as they continue to infuse youth. And he'll be the next Justin Crawford story and Andrew Painter story next year. So there you have it. Our first Phillies prospect breakdown of the season. And we're going to start at the top with the number one prospect in our organization, Aiden, my back is hurting me, Miller. And that is your first Phillies prospect of the year. So let's keep going. And we're going to transition to our MLB draft prospect, Drew Burgess, the outfielder out of Georgia Tech, 21-year-old right-handed hitter, throws right, 5'9", 185. Though he's shorter, and he's shorter than the listed 5'9". So you do the math there, and lacks projection. Burris has solid or better tools across the board. He has a compact and quick right-handed swing, plenty of strength, disciplined approach at the plate, and plus power that plays all fields. He hasn't played much with wood bats, but the bigger concern is that his stance has become very open and has led to struggles in the second stint with USA Collegiate National Team last summer. A project potentially. The one thing that I look at players like this, obviously, when you look at his physical profile, 5'9" for an outfielder is not, I don't think, going to work in the major league level. I really don't. I could be wrong, but he's playing on a power conference team in Division I college baseball, and he plays every day. So there's something there to him, right? But there's such a disparaging leap from NCAA to MLB. Now, is he worth an opportunity for someone to take? Absolutely. Is he worth a first-round pick on someone to take? That's a different question. I think there's players that are in this first round of this draft that we'll talk about and that we've already kind of talked about as we move through this that project out a little bit more of a, I don't want to use the word sure thing, but a little bit more of a solid thing than Burris does at this point in his career. Is he worth a shot in the second or third round? Yeah, absolutely. And if he's available there, but he's projected in the first round. So somebody sees something in him. It could be the speed. It does, as they mentioned, the solid or better tools across the board. So where he lacks in sort of his batting approach, which is something that I'm sure major league programs can fix or attempt to fix or think they can fix, he does have the other tools already in his toolbox, and that goes a long way for a potential major league baseball player. So Drew Burris, who I think is actually touted not only in the top, obviously first round, but I think he's like a top 10 pick in someone's board, on other people's boards. His physical profile scares me a bit, and he's a project. So, you're going to take him and stash him away in your minor leagues for about 5 years. So maybe he works out those other problems with his stance, and he begins to get more rounded as a hitter. But Drew Burris, our draft prospect, or MLB draft prospect of the night, the 5'9" outfielder from Georgia Tech. Let's now finish up with our trifecta, and we're going to head to the NHL draft. And tonight we're going to talk about Beckham Edwards, the center from the Sabrina Sting of the OHL, a 6'1", 181-pound centerman. Edward is a structured two-way center who blends pace, poise, and intelligent reads. He's zippy. First time I've ever read the word zippy in a player profile breakdown. On the forecheck, darting side to side in pressure to pressure defenders and force turnovers, and crashes the net off puck with speed to create second chance looks. So in other words, you can sum this up at the NHL level as he is your third line centerman and your second unit penalty kill center of the future. A good player to have stashed on your team, a good player to have to round out your team. Beckham does project back end of first round. Guess who's going to be picking in the back end of the first round? Guess who's going to be looking to still kind of add to the center situation of this hockey team? It's going to be your Philadelphia Flyers. If Beckham Edwards is there at 24, 25, or wherever the Flyers may project out now to be drafting, I would be 100% on board with taking a 6'1", 181-pound, 17, 18-year-old who has forecheck, pace, and side-to-side pressure to force turnovers. This team is lousy when it comes to doing that. They're lousy in the neutral zone. They've struggled with the neutral zone transition. Beckham Edwards could be a player that could fix that. And again, when you read this profile, to me, it projects solely out as a third-line centerman or a second-team penalty killer. And that's okay by me. We need those guys, and I need centermen like crazy. And Beckham Edwards might be the guy I'm looking for because you're not finding your franchise center where the Flyers are picking this year in the first round, not the way it's projecting out. Again, these are the penalties for making the playoffs when you're still a team that's rebuilding. But at the back end of the first round, Beckham Edwards. Remember that name, folks. Beckham Edwards could be a good fit for the Flyers at the back end of the first round. And there you go. We did it. Hallelujah. The trifecta is complete. We're back on pace. Tomorrow or Thursday night when we're back, we're going to do 3 more of these until I can get caught up. 3 more of them until I can get caught up. So there's your Flyers. There's your Flyers. Your Phillies prospect of the night. Your Phillies prospect of the night. Your NHL draft prospect of the night. And your MLB draft prospect of the night. It is not looking good for the Fightins tonight as they are slowly imploding in the bottom of the 6th inning in San Francisco. But please make sure you're back here for the postgame. Does any of the top MLB prospects go TB draft? Oh, do any of them go to the draft? Yes, they do. They have a green room type of situation. They do. I don't know how many go. But it's kind of like the NFL. They kind of do something like that. Justin Crawford was at his draft. I remember that vividly. I remember seeing him. Well, that's it for Sanchez. Call It a Pen is brought to you by the It's a Wrap Sports Network. Here, Phillies trailing 3-0 as they've made the move to the bullpen. Chris Sanchez's night is done. Not a good one. Not helped out at all by his defense. Otto Kemp, Trey Turner, and of course the offense is lethargic yet again. So we're heading into we're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Zach Pop has now come on for Christopher Sanchez. So for those of you that are watching along, I hope you're enjoying it. Again, be back here tonight, a little bit later on, for the Titans final. Big Al will have you. All right, let's keep it going. My favorite segment. That's right, man. Let's keep it going and roll the tape. Yes, sir, indeed. It is the card review segment, and I'm happy to be doing this tonight because I can finally put this card away. This card's been sitting on my desk for about a week and a half. That's about how long it's been since I've been able to get to this segment. But tonight, come hell or high water, I was doing all 3 of these segments. I was doing them all, and we got through them. So let's get through this card review. We're 2025 Topps Update Series, not Chrome. I want to be very, very clear with that. Topps Update Series 2025. Again, in the Mount Rushmore of Topps series releases, the update series comes out right there at the kind of mid-end of the season, like September timeframe, right before, right after Chrome comes out. So you got Topps Chrome, then you have the Topps Update series, and then the End series. Or if you want to be specific about it, you'd have Chrome, Topps Update, Topps Holiday cards, and then the Topps Chrome Update is the final one. So this is a back end of a year. This is when it gets kind of into that, I like to say the money time of card collecting. These are the sets that could bring you the money, right? Chrome, Update Series, Chrome. They're all the ones that bring you the money. And I pulled a decent one. Matter of fact, this card was pulled just recently because right now the remnants of 2025 are sitting on shelves at your local Target, your local Walmart, your local card stores, and they're begging to give them away as they're trying to clear their inventory for 2026. So I was able to pick this card up not too long ago, and it's a rookie debut card. It's one of those special ones. Now, it's not a parallel, it's not an insert, but it is I guess it is an insert. It's a rookie card and a rookie debut card, and it's a gold border card and a serial numbered card. So this is a good one. If you're going base cards, this is the kind of card you want to pull to try to set you up for some financial gain. And it's a damn good player. And here it is. Tonight's card of the night or card review is James Wood and his 2025 Topps Update Series rookie debut and rookie card. How do I know it's all those? Because look at the front of the card. Top right-hand corner, you got the Topps rookie shield. That tells you it's a rookie card. Down there on the bottom, it has his rookie debut date of July 1st, 2024. That tells you that it's his rookie debut card. And it's a serial numbered card because on the back of the card, which I don't have the ability to show you, you got the serial number stamped on the back. This card is 896 out of 2025. So out of 2025 of these cards made in last year, this is 896. So it's a serial numbered card and a pretty valuable card for a 2025 base card with some bells and whistles attached to it. Currently on the more of the reputable sites that I use, you're looking at about a $10 value of this card as ungraded. You're looking at about a $12, $13 value as a PSA 8, a $23 value as a PSA 9, a $45 value as a 9.5, and about a $70 value as a PSA 10. Not too shabby for a 2025 base card with a gold border, the rookie card, and the rookie debut serial numbered for James Wood, who has yet to kind of kick it into overdrive. When he does, this card could go through the roof, or it could fizzle out because James Wood is taking forever to kick it into overdrive. But he's had a great first half last year, did not have a good second half. But definitely part of the young core of players that the Washington Nationals are hitching their wagon to. Now, again, these are what makes you smile in the card collecting world. And today I actually picked up some 2026 Winter Olympics Topps Chrome cards highlighting all the Team USA athletes. Pretty cool. And I'm going to try to get as many of those that I can. And obviously looking for the big one. There's a 1-of-1 Jack Hughes auto in that set somewhere. And I think that's the Mount Rushmore card from that set you're looking for if you're looking to collect the Winter Olympics Team USA cards. So be on the lookout for those. But they're out there, and I picked up a box of it today. But anyway, James Wood, cool card, a lot of bells and whistles attached to it. Cool value card at this point of his career, and a nice card to have in your collection. Keep an eye on James Wood and his ceiling and his fall off, because you might want to have to move this card sooner than later, or you just might want to sit on it and do your best with it. So there you have it, James Wood's card for the night. And we've gotten through all of them, man. Joe Hale wants to know, why does Zach Pop remain on the roster? I don't know. I'm telling you, I think they sat in the clubhouse the other night and said, all right, Kyle Backus, you stand here. Zach Pop, you stand there. Whoever throws this dart closer to the bullseye is staying on the team. That's honestly what I thought. That's probably how they would have done it. And Star Wars echoes the sentiment of, oh no, Zach Pop. All right, folks, listen, thank you once again for being part of our show tonight. Flyer-centric talk tonight. What are the benefits of the Flyers making the playoffs? Is this more of a selfish fans thing? Then is it more for the fans, or is it more for the team? What exactly can they pull from this experience that's going to make them a Stanley Cup contender quicker than later? Joe Hale said his experience. I countered with, they might not have the NHL playoff experience, but tell me that they haven't played at high level playoff championship like situations before in their lives. I understand it, but I'm asking, is the weight of making the playoffs lesser or counter to the weight of getting a higher draft pick, continuing down the road of the rebuild the correct way, and trying to be a better team overall? Then we also dug a little bit into the Flyer fan hate of not letting certain fans into the circle now because you weren't here with us for 5 years. Why would we want you back? And I say that's a bunch of ignorant ass. You know what? You're not going to be able to grow a sport unless you open it up to all people. And you can't honestly fault somebody, in my opinion, for not wanting to be attached to what the Flyers were doing for a very long period of time. Now, it's different if you've come out and said, I don't care about the Flyers. I don't want to talk about them. They stink. That's a little bit of a different situation. But if you've never genuinely Are we back? Sorry about that. Whoa, that was interesting. We lost. I lost everything for a second. I kicked something. I apologize. But as I was saying, if you cannot let people, you're not going to be able to grow something unless you let somebody get involved or get into it. Open the door, let them in. Hockey's a tight circle. It's a tribal type thing. I get it. But if you can't, you're not going to be able to grow the sport unless you let people in. Now, again, if you're a hypocrite and a flip flopper and talking out both sides of your mouth, whatever. At the end of the day, who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to tell you what to like and what not to like? So the Flyers fever is spreading. And again, we have you covered here on this network. And we've always been covering you on this network, even during the bad times. And we're going to continue. Of course, we're going to reap the benefit of it and the reward. To tomorrow night or Thursday night, I will be back with a twofer, both the of the night and the Clear the Ice. I have the Red Wings, and Mike will have you on Saturday for the Jets. I think Thursday night's my final game for the regular season. I think I'm done. But I will certainly be back for the playoffs, as we will hopefully have to segue to something we've never done with Clear the Ice, and that's the playoffs. We've never had to do it before. Matter of fact, we've only had to go into April one time before, and that was 2 years ago. Every other season that we've done this show, the other 2 years that we did it, it was over by the end of March. We cut it in order to focus in on the Phillies. But this year, rightfully so, we're hanging in there. So make sure you're hanging along with us as we continue this ride for the Flyer season. Phillies are in action right now. It ain't looking good, man. It's starting to implode out there in chilly San Francisco. Otto Kemp continues to make a mockery of the left field position. JT Realmuto gone with injury. Does that mean there's a plane taxiing down the runway of some remote runway in Allentown with the party boy ready to board and head to San Francisco? Is Garrett Stubbs coming? God help us if he is. And the Phillies are not playing well defensively tonight. Trey Turner with an error. They have 3 hits through 6 innings of play against, again, I almost said the 49ers, against the Giants, as this offense continues to scuttle and this manager continues not to have the answers for it. So make sure you're sticking with us tonight, because the Big Al will be back for final word. I'll get it right the third time. The Fighting's final. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Fighting's final, as I'll have you for the series ender against the Giants, and then all the stuff we got going on. I think tomorrow is also the what other show we're doing? Oh yeah, Pittsburgh Sports Desk tomorrow as well. So make sure you guys are hanging around. We ain't going anywhere yet. So you got to come back. Yesterday. I did. Well, maybe we'll get one tonight. I don't know. We'll see. It's now 4-0, by the way. This is where we got them right where we want them. This is where we struck yesterday. See if the middle of the lineup, consisting of Armando Sosa, can get us back in this game. We'll talk again tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. And again, keep on watching and keep on helping us out. Keep on supporting the network. We really could use it. Until we talk again, I'm out of here. See ya.